Valve surprised the gaming community this week with the announcement of the Steam Deck, a new foray into dedicated PC gaming hardware. The portable device bears more than a passing resemblance to Nintendo's popular handheld console hybrid, the Nintendo Switch, given its general size and form factor. But unlike the Switch, the Steam Deck is built to play your Steam library on the go, and the impressive-looking piece of tech is launching this December. The Steam Deck comes in 3 different versions, but each of these offers the same level of performance. You won't need a more expensive version in order to play games with more demanding system requirements. Where they differ is in their storage options. There's a 64GB model, priced at $399 USD, one with 256GB of storage at $529, and a 512GB model for $649. The pricier models also get some additional perks. The top 2 models get a Steam Community Bundle, and the most expensive version comes with an anti-glare etched screen. But the amount of internal storage is just part of the story. Only the 256GB and 512GB models are equipped with NVMe solid-state drives, with the larger of the two also featuring a faster drive. The 64GB model, by contrast, is equipped with eMMC storage, which means the cheapest Steam Deck also has storage that'll be much slower than you expect. While all 3 models can have their storage expanded with a microSD card, buying the cheapest model locks you into this slower storage solution, so it's worth considering one of the larger models if you're concerned with load times and general usability. The Steam Deck comes preloaded with SteamOS, a modified version of Linux that gives you a straightforward user interface to browse and select games from your Steam library. If you're a Steam customer, you may already have a wide variety of games that'll be available to play on Steam Deck from the very start. But Valve has also emphasized that Steam Deck is, at its core, a PC. That means that you can customize your experience just like you would on any other PC, including by installing your own operating system and going outside of Steam for games. Hypothetically, you could, for example, install Windows and use that interface to load up the Steam client for your Steam games, and other game clients for other PC games. This may be less elegant than the built-in SteamOS, but there's no reason that we know of why it wouldn't work. The subject of what games you can play on the Steam Deck is a situation that is likely to change between now and launch, and even after launch. As it stands, there are a number of big-name games that aren't supported on Linux, and that Proton, which Valve is using to get certain games running on Linux, doesn't offer a solution for. These include Apex Legends, Destiny 2, and Rainbow Six Siege. However, it's entirely possible that support for these games will come eventually. They may even be supported by the time Steam Deck is launched. Beyond that, there's the issue of storage space. Some games are simply too big to fit on the Steam Deck, at least in its 64GB incarnation. You can use a microSD card to expand the space and store larger games, but if we're talking about what the machine can literally play out of the box, games with larger storage space requirements won't be compatible, depending on your choice of model. As is obvious from a single glance, the Steam Deck strongly resembles the Nintendo Switch, with a 720p touchscreen in the middle and what are essentially halves of a standard gaming controller flanking it on either side. Unlike the Switch's Joy-Cons, these don't detach from the system itself, so if you want to dock the system and play on an external display, you'll need a compatible controller. The Steam Deck can connect to any standard Bluetooth controller though, so you should be able to use any regular Xbox, PlayStation, or third-party controller. On the back of the Steam Deck are 4 programmable grip buttons, not unlike what you can find on the Xbox Elite controller. On the front, the full-size analog sticks are equipped with capacitive touch sensors that let the machine know when your fingers are on them. There are also trackpads on both sides of the screen, which, in theory, should serve as substitutes for mouse input. And the Steam Deck itself has a gyro sensor built in for motion controls and a built-in microphone for voice chat. When using the device, you can press the power button to suspend gameplay and put the system into sleep mode, which you can then quickly resume from, just like the Nintendo Switch. However, that shouldn't be confused with Quick Resume on the Xbox Series X and S consoles. You are not able to suspend multiple games at a time and jump between them. Steam Deck is equipped with a 40 watt-hour battery, which should top out at 7 to 8 hours of use by Valve's estimate. However, you can expect that to decrease significantly depending on what you're playing and your chosen graphic settings. This may go as low as 2 hours for the most intense games, according to what Valve told IGN. In terms of hardware, the Steam Deck is impressive in a number of ways, particularly for the price. It remains to be seen how it will handle a variety of games, particularly if you seek to use features like ray tracing, but it's worth noting that this has been designed to facilitate 720p gameplay, so the Steam Deck will likely not provide the most high-fidelity experience, particularly if you're connecting to a large external display. The Steam Deck will include an AMD APU, Zen 2 CPU, and RDNA 2 GPU, and it will pack 16GB of LPDDR5 RAM. It will also be bigger than the Nintendo Switch, measuring 298mm wide, 117mm tall, and 49mm thick. Compare that to the Switch, which is 117mm wide without attached Joy-Cons, 102mm tall, and 13.9mm thick. What's more, the Steam Deck is pretty heavy. Valve says it'll weigh about 669 grams, which is about 1.5 pounds. That's around twice as heavy as the Switch. It might be time to start doing some wrist workouts so you don't get carpal tunnel. The Steam Deck supports micro SD cards for memory expansion, which may be especially necessary if you purchase the base model that comes with 64GB of internal storage. Valve has also promised that a dock is coming, with price to be announced, which will allow you to plug the device into your TV or monitor and play on a bigger screen, a lot like the Nintendo Switch can. Each model also comes with its own carrying case, although only the most expensive model includes what Valve is calling an exclusive carrying case. Other PC accessories like your mouse, keyboard, and what have you will also be compatible with the Steam Deck, as will Bluetooth controllers and headphones. Valve has also confirmed that you'll be able to use a USB-C hub to hook up more accessories to the Steam Deck. Pre-orders for the Steam Deck are now available through Steam and through Valve's official website for the device. For the time being, pre-orders are simply reservations, requiring a $5 deposit that will be put toward the final purchase price at a later date. We're not sure how long Valve will keep pre-orders open, so if you want a Steam Deck, you should try to lock it in soon. To hear our thoughts on the Steam Deck, with some analysis about who Valve's device is for and whether it'll compete with the Nintendo Switch, watch our breakout from this week's After Dark podcast. You can read even more about the Steam Deck on GameSpot.com right now, and stay tuned for even more coverage in the future. And as always, if you want to see more, be sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button.